Grand Rising, wonderful souls, and welcome to Bronwen's Cove Tarot. This is a timeless collective reading on what is coming forward. If you are a new face, welcome in. It's really good to have you here. If you are a returning subscriber, soul family, hearts, kisses, it's good to have you back. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, and your subscribes. I truly appreciate them. Anyone that is following the GoFundMe that I have down below, please have a look down below if you want to donate any more, if you want to continue to spread the awareness. If you are new to this GoFundMe, it is for Loku's Dog and Cat Care Rescue. It is a independent charity that is based in the east coast of Sri Lanka, meaning that it survives solely on donations, and if there are no donations then they struggle. The capacity that they can take in is 150 dogs and 50 cats. They focus mainly and solely on street dogs, street cats. It's just street animals, and there is such a massive pandemic of this in many third world countries because neutering costs money and the government doesn't provide this. So there is a wonderful soul called Connie Horchen who has two charities, one in I cannot say the name because it's very long, but it's down below, and another one in Sumatra, and she's more or less focused her whole life on this. Anyone that would like to spread the awareness or donate, have a look down below. I appreciate you either donating or the awareness. I don't know why I keep repeating this, but yeah, anyway, I love you guys. I'm going to be ringing this bell. This is just to cleanse the space around us. I have brought back the lady bell. If you have any type of sound sensitivity, please turn down your listening device now. In 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Now let's crack on, shall we? This is the incense I'm using. It is the Mother India fragrance, and it's called Radha. I used to show you guys the incense, and I stopped doing that for some reason. Honestly, I hope everyone's doing really well. I hope you're having a really good Saturday, especially if you're watching this as it's being posted. If you're watching this after, my readings are timeless, which means I pick up on past, present, and future energy. And sometimes it can also mean if you watch this in the future from when I've posted this and it actually resonates, it's for you, okay? Now, I've got this new deck, and it's called the Tarot Spreads. The Tarot Spreads Year, excuse me. And it's by Chelsea Pippin Mizzy. And each card has a different, there's different subsections, so care, growth, shadow, change, and within it will show you a different type of spread and lots of different questions. I want to crack on with this one first and just see what comes out. Know that my readings are for entertainment purposes only though, okay? Anything that comes out in the areas of law, finance, mental health, and physical health, if it really resonates, please ensure that you are gaining advice from someone who is qualified in those areas, as I am not, before taking my advice. So let's see. Spirit, what do we need to know right now? What do we need to know right now? Ooh, the shadow. Intentions. So this came out in reverse, which means there's somebody here that's ignoring the things that they should be looking at, and the shadows at the back as well. So I'm going to take both of these out. That's very interesting. I'm going to show you, this is the Three of Swords. So this is also to do with pain. Something that's not being healed just yet, and that could be for you, that could be for somebody else. We also have play here. And you've got 2 feathers. And I'm not sure what that could be. It could be the Two of Wands. And let's have a look. Let's pop you to the side. And let's take out, what deck would you like me to go for? I see you shouting at me. It's this deck here. Sometimes people ask me to, what deck am I using? But I don't keep the cases for every single deck that I have. So some of them I have no idea what it is. But for the ones that I do, I will show you. Let's see. So for the first card, it's intentions. When looking at the shadow, it says, how can I embrace my shadow? How can I embrace my shadow? So let's find out. Can I get one for this question? Thank you. The second question is, how can I challenge my shadow? And the third question is how to take care of myself while confronting my shadow. And this is for the collective, thank you. Okay, interesting. Now, especially as this card was coming out in reverse, this is things that are yet to be seen, as I said. The first question, how can I embrace my shadow? And you have the Seven of Pentacles here. There may be this energy of overthinking things to the point of a lack of action. And the reason I say that is because the Seven of Pentacles upright is talking about how we rest and we reflect, how we take time to see how far we've come. But if we're talking about the shadow here, this may be something that is done, it's more internalized, and maybe someone here overthinks things, maybe even has conversations by themselves about what they're going to say before doing something. And this could lead to an opportunity not being missed but being delayed, because if there's a window of opportunity for you to do something and it's, I'll do it tomorrow, or I've thought about this and I thought about that but I haven't put anything into action, there's a need to just do it. How you can embrace your shadow, especially with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, is about rushing into things. Don't think as much. A need to kind of be present. There's a need for someone here to be very present with what it is that you feel, what it is. And it's almost like using the five senses. If there is something that you feel is almost like bubbling to the surface, and I don't know if this is you or someone else, either ways, there's something that's bubbling to the surface and you're used to kind of reflecting, and I have to write and I have to journal. There may be a need also just to do, which could be getting out some art supplies and just painting rather than thinking about what you're going to create. It could be going to the gym and just switching off that internal monologue and just physically allowing yourself to pour into some sort of activity that will help you channel that and get you to a place where you can be like, okay, maybe now I can internalize it, but for now this is what you're being asked to do. The second question was talking about how I can challenge my shadow. And the card that came out is the Two of Cups. This is talking about healthy relationships. This is balance in romance, because they've both got a cup each. They're bringing a full cup to this union. This is about healing. This is healing to do with the heart space specifically, because there's a caduceus between them. And that caduceus is Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael is about the mind, but it's connected from the mental body into the emotional body. It's a green flame, right? These two actually go hand in hand. Someone here overthinks things, and I don't know if they are overthinking things to the point of almost like building a story in their head of what's the worst thing that could happen. It's the energy of, I text so and so and they didn't text me right back, but I saw that it was read, so they must be thinking, why are they not texting me back? And then all of these different ideas go through someone's head here, where it's the worst case scenario. Oh, they're not texting me back because of that one time a week ago when I said so and so, or they're not texting me back because they're talking to someone else, or they're not texting me back because I'm not important. And don't take that as gospel, but those are the examples I'm using because that's the energy that's coming up. How you can challenge your shadow is looking into the healthier things for you. And it's not saying that you are unhealthy or that you do not dip into, high vibrational things in any way, shape or form. It's talking about that little voice that we all have that plays out time to time, that either tells you that you're not good enough, because that narrative of the what ifs, that's actually to do with your divine feminine energy. That's part of our energy, of our our imagination. That's when you are a child, creating stories or a narrative to make yourself feel safe in whatever scenario you're in, especially if there's chaos around you. If you feel unsafe in your home, making that story up in your head is your divine feminine going into overdrive to try and stabilize you and keep you safe. If that hasn't been looked at, that may actually be what this is to do when it comes to embracing your shadow, to stop overthinking and to actually do things. And the seven, I feel like pulling back to the Seven of Pentacles, because the Seven of Pentacles in reverse is usually a negative card of, people are not thinking properly, they're not actually reflecting on their actions, they're not taking accountability, they're just doing it, they're just spontaneously and sometimes irresponsibly doing something. There's a need for you to do something like this, or whoever this is that is really resonating with. There's a need to let go of control. And the third card, how to take care of myself while confronting my shadow. There's a measure of control that is needed here. And there's a difference between holding onto something so tightly that you can't let go of it, like in the Seven of Pentacles, because I feel like someone sits in this energy. Why am I just putting it? Somebody sits in this energy a lot of just resting and contemplating, resting and contemplating, resting and contemplating. But it's getting to the point of, is the energy of when you are so self-aware that if you go to therapy and the therapist is giving you all of these tools to use for your anxiety or your depression or for your OCD or for whatever it may be, you have already tried those because you've picked everything apart to the point that you've just ripped it into shreds. And there's nothing wrong with having an analytical mind. I have one as well. But there is a point at which whatever story is running in your head, be it from past experiences that you've had where there has been turmoil or there has been heartbreak or there has been something negative that has happened, it's being transferred over, and there's a need here to kind of control your mind. And I can only use it with the card that's coming out here. How to take care while you are confronting your shadow. So as you are confronting this energy of, okay, I want balance. And if this is not you, this is somebody that you're thinking of. I want this balance, but it seems to frighten someone here. I don't know how many experiences in the past either you or this person have had when it comes to unhealthy relationships or attachment styles. Because the Two of Cups here is specifically to do with romance. Meeting somebody halfway, being their equal, not their superior, not their inferior, you know, just meeting each other where you're at and it being very healing for each other. The fact that this is how you challenge your shadow means that someone has been missing this for a very long time, or maybe they've never had this. So that how to take care of myself while confronting your shadow is to have a measure of control here, a measure of control in being able, because the energy coming through of you being very analytical, being very observant, being very good at processing information. You could be Virgoan, you could have a lot of Virgo in your chart, or a lot of earth energies in your chart. Either that, or, because I was getting Virgo or Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and Aquarius as well, because I know Aquarius are free thinkers. I digress though. There is definitely a need here to be able to rationalize when your brain is starting to, or when your, you know, divine feminine is starting to take over and go, yeah, but that could go wrong, and this could go wrong, and that could go wrong, and this could go wrong. Of grabbing that person, because see it as a person or an entity or as an energy and being like, what are you doing? That's not happening. Oh, hello, my water agreed. And going, that's not happening. I'm going to actually create in my mind the positive thing that could happen. Because if we are our thoughts and our feelings, if we co-create our reality, if we co-create the universe that we're in, by continuously seeing and acting from the shadow and going, no, this is what's going to go wrong, this is what's going to go wrong, this is what's going to go wrong, we are actually manifesting that to us. Now, it's very interesting that all the two cards that came out were both to do with shadow. So intentions was there. I feel like whoever this is that it resonates with, somebody is not looking at this, because that card came out upside down and it's talking about healing. So someone here, I don't know if they just needed to be told this, and I had confirmation. So for someone here, it's confirmation. This is what you need to do, is to start acting without overthinking things. The thing that you need to look at challenging in your shadow is how you view healthy relationships between yourself and another person. Where are these wounds coming from, or where are these fears coming from when it comes to relationships? Because if it's abandonment, if it's been dismissed, look back to childhood, look back and see if there's any common denominators there or any common connections. And if there are, this means looking back in childhood. What do you need to heal from childhood to help yourself now? And how to take care. And I seem to be reiterating this. Someone needs to really hear this. The way that you take care of yourself while confronting this issue to do with healthy boundaries, healthy equilibrium in relationships, is controlling the part of yourself that is almost like spouting lies to the point that you believe them, by actually confronting that voice and going, How does this benefit me? Why is it saying this? What do I do with this? I don't need this energy. So that is the first one. That's very interesting. I'm going to put you there, there, and there. And then the other card that came out for shadow is looking at play. And it says here, how my shadow self can help me be more playful. And let's get a different look out and let's see. I have a feeling this is going to be a short reading. I said that last time, it ended up being an hour long, so we will see. We will see. Okay, I'm ready. So for question 1, how my shadow self can help me be more playful. Can I get one card, please? Okay. The second card is why I'm burying my shadow self's playful side. I see why these two are linking. Clarity, please, for the collective. Thank you. And then what I can do to invite my shadow out to play. Okay, so this is very much connecting in with the inner child. Very much connecting in with the inner child. Because the first set of questions is looking about how you can embrace your shadow. How do you connect with your shadow? How do you figure out what it is that hurts? And if I keep getting pulled back to the first part, so for whoever this is that it really resonates with, if you are having trouble with embracing your shadow, I would actually say, like, especially when it comes to like with this 7 of Pentacles, I was going to give you a question to ask yourself, but I think someone here asks too many questions. There may be frustration here at not being able to get that answer, but the more you push at something, the more you're going to gain resistance. This is why with the 7 of Pentacles, you're really being told, just act. It's that same energy of when you wake up in the morning, before you have completely put your brain back together from sleep, and you've still got, sleep in your eyes and stuff like that, putting your hands on your chest and saying, how do I feel today? Because the first thing that comes to you is the truth. It is your intuition pushing that forward. There is no overthinking it. There's no letting things rattle around in your brain. You will get the answer that you need. Someone may need to do something like that. Somewhere where they just trust the first answer that comes through. And then asking yourself, why do I feel like that? Is this my energy? If you have time, you can go deeper. There's a start for someone here. And I felt like I had to keep reiterating this because there is someone here that is watching that may be struggling with knowing where to navigate or how to start. And you start just by doing things very quickly, or do intuition activities. Have a look on TikTok, have a look on YouTube, have a look on social media for those activities where, and I've said this before because they work. It could be picker piles. You could watch picker piles, because when you watch that picker pile, you are picking up on your own energy. You're using your intuition. The same as those people that will be like, I have a stone in my hand, or I have a shape in my hand, and I want you to guess what colour and what shape it is. And you close your eyes, take a deep breath, and you imagine. There's something here that someone needs to do. And I keep pushing it home because there is resistance here. It's like, I want to do it, but I don't know how. You do know how. You do know how. Let it go. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes, ask yourself a question, and just let the first answer come to you. Now, with the second spread, we have how my shadow self can help me be more playful. And we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I feel straight away I got from this, there is a need to find things that you can do that do not cost money. There's also this energy of, it always gives me like inner child. What did you do when you were a kid that was for free? You could have been singing, you could have been playing. I played in the marshland with my sisters and my friends most of the summer. It was visiting family members, or painting, or dancing, or, headphones on, pretending that I was Whitney Houston. What was it that what can you do right now that isn't going to cost you loads of money? That isn't something that you have to go out of your way to buy all these little bits of tools and things like that, and it's going to cost that much money to get this paint and that, blah, blah. What could you do right now? It's a Saturday. There's loads of green spaces out there. Did you go out into marshlands? Did you like tap dancing? Did you like building pillow forts? There's a need here to really tap into your inner child without any kind of expectation of result, and it's just enjoying through play. And it really reminds me of the ethos of one of the main like daycare centers that I worked in for a very long time, and it was the ethos was learn through play. Because if it's not enjoyable, you're not going to get anything from it. And the whole point of this, if you really want to connect with your inner child, because your inner child is part of your shadow, because we have the wounded inner child and we have the joyous. This one here is asking, how do you get the wounded one to come out and play with the one that loves everything? How do you get them to hold hands and play together? And you start with the things that you loved doing when you were a kid, because there is the happy part of us and there's a part that's hurt. You follow the part that is happy and it will draw out the one that is hurt. They will eventually hold hands, and it doesn't have to cost a lot. It doesn't have to cost anything. Someone here needs this as well, because there's a lot of focus on money. So far we've had a lot of cards coming out with the pentacles on here, and if it's not money, it's abundance. And abundance comes in many forms. It can come in the form of love, friendship, worthiness, fortune, wealth, all of these things. This is giving me very much, and again, this is right in the solar plexus. This is the inner child. So how you can help yourself be more faithful is by connecting into your inner child, doing things that when you were a kid you really loved doing, that didn't cost anything or didn't cost that much. It's just the effort that you put in and setting that routine. It could be that every weekend when you have time off of work, that you go to one green space that you haven't been to before. It could be that you sign up for an improv class, or that you go and do an art class in a part of the town that you've never been to before, so you meet different people. I heard it's all on you. There's a need for you to, I heard muster yourself up or light yourself up. Why am I burying my shadow self's playful side? Interesting, let's find out. The Fool. This is endings. This is abrupt endings, because I don't know if every time you've brought out your playful inner side, it's been shut down in some way. Because even when you look at her, she has got a wonderful, it looks like a leotard with a little tutu on it. And she has a flower in her hand, and she is not just about to leap off and be caught. She's dancing. She's literally dancing. She's happy. She's saluting the sun. She's ready to jump into that water. Fresh beginning. Wash it, slate clean and go. This being in reverse is burying the playful side, because I don't know if it was blocked every time you tried to let it out. I want to get some clarity on this. Where do you want me to go? Why am I getting this? No. This? Where would you like me to go? Okay. Okay, can I get some clarity, please, on the Fool card? Clarity on the Fool card. Downcast pride and deceit is upside down. This is about being hurt in the past or being shut down in the past. The downcast pride, this is almost like protecting myself before I'm protecting myself so that nobody hurts me again. Or it's giving me the energy of being very little. And like she's wearing like a big tutu and a lovely leotard, and she's dancing along and she's loving the sunshine, and you know, her hair's slightly blue. She is just fabulous. Can you imagine whether you are a little boy, a little girl, a little he, she, they, when you're really tiny, and you want to wear wellies, you want to wear your Wellington boots, and you want to wear a tutu, and you want to wear your, I don't know, tiger like woolly hat or whatever, and you want to paint your nails. And your parents either laugh or go, you are absolutely not walking down the street with me like that. Even if they don't mean it in a horrible way, it chips a little bit away. It chips a little bit away at our confidence. That's how our shadow is also born. We do take things over from past lives, but my understanding of how it's born in this life is every time we tell our children, or we tell that child, you cannot identify that way. You cannot wear a tutu if you're a boy. You cannot wear nail varnish, or you cannot do this, you cannot do that. You can't be your true self, because that doesn't fit with societal norms, or that doesn't fit with my idea of how I see your identity. You bring down that flame. It turns into an ember. And there's something here when it comes to every time this person, be it you or someone else, had an opportunity to go, hey, look at me like a peacock, I'm going to show you all my feathers, that they've been shot down. They've been shot down because that sun in reverse, that is really putting, like, I don't want to see that. I don't want you to do that. I don't want to see that. And I'm sorry that happened to you. Look, it says here, third chakra, Archangel Chamuel. This is to do with childhood, without a doubt. And I feel like it's, the thing is as well, your solar plexus is your place of personal power. Personal power, your boundaries, how you say no as a full sentence, how you feel valued in your sovereign energy, how you gain value from yourself rather than from other people. Gain it from yourself first and then going, thanks very much, from other people rather than vice versa. But it's also your place of joy. It's, to me personally, our inner child lives there. It's, you know, it lives throughout us, but it lives there. And someone here in childhood has been burying this because every time they brought it out, they've been mocked or they've been dismissed. And I'm really, really sorry that happened to you. And to see it's come out again, to see it in reverse has come out again. I feel like whoever this person is, be it you or someone else, this person has been let down too many times. And that deceit in reverse is almost like, well, I'm going to bury this part of myself because then people can't laugh at me or bully me or mock me or talk about me. Because deceit is about, you know, these are people that you trust and them breaking your heart or breaking that trust or making you feel small or doing something that just isn't okay if it's a group of friends or it's your parents or it's whoever. So this being this is the reason why someone is burying their shadow self. And it needs to be addressed. And I don't say that in a negative light or in like a judgy light. But if you don't look at your inner child is with you all the time. Your inner teen is with you all the time. Your inner 20s is with you all the time. If you don't look at the parts that hurt, they will take over. I'm not a therapist. I am not a therapist in any way, shape or form. I can only go by my own experience. And not looking at your wounds, me not looking at my wounds when I was younger, they led me to make not the healthiest choices when it came to relationships, when it came to jobs, when it came to certain friends, because I had just got dismissed or I got abandoned or I got this or I got that. It's not until you heal those things that you no longer see that lack in your life because you don't vibrate with it anymore. You don't resonate with it. Now you have here for the third question, what I can do to invite my shadow out to play. I flipping love that. I absolutely love that. So let's have a look. 6 of Cups. Something new. This is to do with energy though. I'm not getting so much as it is do something completely different. As it is, it's new energy. Bring a fresh set of eyes to this. So when you are going out and I want to go and play in a field, or I want to go and pick daisies, or I'm going to do this and this that I did when I was 8, is ensuring that you are looking at the things that are fun in that experience and that you are creating new experiences rather than looking in the past and looking back and going, yeah, I only did that because it was escapism, or I only did this because it meant that I wouldn't get, you know, the belt, or I only did this because, you know, it was my way of making myself feel safe. Yes, it was, and it doesn't mean that you should ignore that or you should dismiss that, because it is valued. Your feelings are valued, your memories are valid and valued. But if you are overthinking like this 7 of Pentacles in the upright, if you are just resting and reflecting, it will take away from present experience. Because when we look too far into the back, it's going to make you depressed. Again, not a therapist. Because I heard a quote and I don't know who said it. I know it's not mine, so I'm not going to take credit for it. But the person said, I don't know if it was a meme, if you look too far back into the past, that's where depression is. If you look too far into the future, that is where you invite in anxiety. Be present. Be present with yourself as you are inviting your shadow out to play. It's just little things like, do you like sensory play? Do you like certain, it could be brushing your hand against a shrub as you're going past a shop. It could be putting your hand in a whole bag of grain and just wiggling your fingers. That in itself is a new experience. It's something that you like. Maybe that's something that you like. It could be that you have always wanted to, when you were a kid, you loved music and then you had to stop doing it. Or that you still do it but you don't pick it up that much. And all of a sudden there's an open house and you get to go and play your guitar. It's making those new experiences for yourself by being present and not comparing them to the past. I don't know if I need anything else on that. I heard I'm good, but I'm... Look, 8 of Swords has come out. Yeah, and then you have Temperance in reverse. There is a need here to... it's not saying that you have to let go of how you feel in the past, because it's a lot easier said than done. It takes a very long time to heal from things, especially if, you know, those things are big and were traumatic. And I'd never tell anyone to get over it or to let go. But this energy is saying to you, especially when it comes to the 8 of Swords, something keeps replaying in someone's brain when it comes to relationships or when it comes to how you open yourself up and be vulnerable. And with these 2 cards coming out, there's a need for play. There's a need, especially if when you are doing, I don't know if you are analysing something over and over and over again, if it gets so intense and you're getting that stressed, there is a need to go out and play. There's a need to go, right, I'm going to go and paint. I'm going to go outside, I'm going to go for a hike. I'm going to go for a dance. I'm going to do something to change that energy so that it starts to become the normal routine, that every time something comes up in my brain that isn't for my highest and greatest good, that I'm changing that energy into something that is. Now, again, I'm not a therapist. If you feel like you would actually benefit from speaking to someone who is qualified in that area, please ensure that you do reach out to them and gain advice and guidance from them before taking any from me. These are just the energies that are coming up. Now, yeah, you've got the 8 of Swords here next to the 6 of Cups. I feel also with this 8 of Swords, this is about not being static, being like going with the flow of something. And it gives me the energy of, say you decide that you want to go and do an art class, and it could be an art class for older people, right? And you haven't picked up a pencil in years. Maybe you've never done it at all, but it's a beginner's. So you go to the class and there's that energy of just being really rigid, because that's vulnerable. It's vulnerable to go into a lesson, even if you've done it before, but you don't know anyone there and you're not sure what your skills are like because you haven't actually drawn for a while, and you know that the teacher's going to come and look at it at some point. And we have that energy of, oh my gosh, they're going to judge us and think that we're rubbish. But that's the voice inside you. That is not the truth. Because once you've been to that lesson a couple of times, you start to relax. You start to see everybody else doing, you know, they're at the same level as you. They have different styles, but they'll come over and be like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. And that's when we lose that ego or that worry and that fear. And there's a need for someone to do something like that. And I'm not saying, that's why I'm saying don't just let go or get over it. There's a need to actionably do something that is fun for you, that helps you to create, that helps you to connect to your inner child, either in a group or by yourself, where you are not, you're not being so rigid and hard on yourself, that you'll kind of go in the flow of, okay, all right, that painting didn't work out, but I really like that part there. I'll try that again later. I'm going to move on to something else, and not holding on to that. Because you have here the Temperance card to the 8 of Swords. We've got Archangel Michael with us as well. And then we've got the King of Cups to the 3 of Swords. Now, I don't know if this is towards a King of Cups in reverse. Somebody who feels like they weren't open enough when it comes to their emotions. And now they're wanting to learn how to approach their shadow, approach that side of themselves that they've never looked at. Or if this is specifically a shadow part of yourself that includes a father figure or somebody who was supposed to be caring and providing who wasn't, because we've got the 3 of Swords right next to it. I've been told to put them away. Yeah, and underneath that you've got the 9 of Wands in reverse. So I don't know if this is also to do with like violent behaviour, arguing, fighting on the streets, I heard. I don't know. That will be for a specific amount of people. I feel like I'm going to leave it there. I feel like this was a very specific message and I don't feel like I need to go further. I hope this has given you some confirmation and clarity on what you already intuitively know. And if you are new to my channel and this resonated, excuse me, I got the words right. Confirmation burp, excuse me. Yeah, if this resonated for you and you liked what you heard and you'd like to see more, and when I post, I would love you to hit on the like, the subscribe and notification bell so you can see just that. If you are a returning subscriber, Soul Family, love you guys. I am doing 15-minute readings at the moment only. Sometimes when I edit and I put the information down below, I do forget to change what I have down there. So if it says that I am offering 30 minutes and hours, I'm not. Hour readings, I'm not. They take up too much time in my day, including then having to do content for more than one channel. So I'm just not doing them right now. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.